Hi guys, it's Dakota. Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel. And I hope you guys enjoy today's video. Yes, I am going to be sort of-ish talking about the autumn fall equinox again, only because we had a September 29th, we had the harvest full moon, and it was a super moon. So I did a little something on that night, and I just want to say that we had done one of our group, our tribe friends, uh, had ritual for the fall equinox, and which was totally powerful, and I do talk about it in one of the videos. I'll try to remember to link that to down at the bottom. I'm really bad about saying I'm going to link something and then I don't, and the reason why is because, as you know, I don't edit, and when I'm done with the video, I hit load and it just goes, and so I always forget to link the video because I don't ever remember what I say in the videos. But anyway, I will say this, that the ritual was super powerful. It was really exciting, and let me just say this. Let me just say this about it. All right, as you know, if you don't now, you will. I'm a warm weather person. I prefer the warm weather, not the humidity, but I am a summer person more than a winter person. I don't like cold weather. I understand the seasons, and I love the seasons. So don't get me wrong. They're a life. So we have to have the seasons. And I enjoy the changes. I mean, I do miss my lush trees back here in the woods, and hiking through the woods and finding all the new treasures and, then posting them on Facebook and boring all my friends. But wintertime, I don't like to bundle up, and I don't have fun doing that. So a lot of time, and I know there's a lot of things we can find out in the woods in the winter, but I just am not one that likes to go out there. But I don't know, maybe I'll change, right? So, what was really interesting about the night of the ritual, of the fall ritual, was that we had a tropical storm, excuse me, we had a tropical storm, Idalia was coming up from Florida. And they had said it was supposed to hit that night, Wednesday. It was on a Wednesday night, or the next day. They can't give you an exact. So we went ahead and we had ritual that Wednesday night. Boom, Idalia hits. So it was just a lot of really fierce winds and these, tremendous downpours of rain. And we happened to be without giving up anything, we happened to be in I'm just going to say, a very special, sacred, magical place. And the ritual itself was very powerful. And I loved every second and then some of it. I think the combination, okay, so let me go back just a bit. So around, I think it was the last weekend in July or the first weekend in August, so let's just say the 1st of August, I had done some shadow work. I've been working on shadow work, just trying to, we have ups and downs throughout our lives. We always have these ups and downs. We're humans. We're going to have them. And, and I feel like we're just always trying to navigate these waters, and these waves, So it's just sort of, I don't know. Anyway, so I had started that 1st of August. I had done a journey. I had done some journey work, which I do all the time. I love to do journey work. This time, however, when I went into my journey, I went in with nothing, no expectations whatsoever. I just went in and said to those, something to the effect like, if you're serving my highest good, come forward if you have a message, blah blah blah, all of that. Well, I will tell you that nothing happened. It was nothing. I mean, it just nothing transpired at all. So I was kind of, as I've started to come out of the journey, I'm just sitting there relaxing and just sort of, coming back into myself. All of a sudden, wham, I had this download. And if you don't know what I mean by download, leave a comment and maybe we'll do a video on that, what I mean by that, because I don't know if there's specific rules to that or not. I don't know, but it's what I call it. Anyway, I had this download and it was, oh my gosh, it was fierce. It was just, I had my journal, which I hadn't written anything in because the journey was nothing. There was no, yay, this is fun, or I had this message or anything. But this download, woo! I couldn't write fast enough. I was just writing words, just writing words. I couldn't even say who am I getting this from? Where is this coming from? I don't know. But it was all it was good. There wasn't any baneful stuff that was being given. It was all good. And so then I was just like, wow, what is this? Whatever. And so I've just been like, you know, reflecting on it, dissecting it. What does it mean? La la la. And so yeah. So then we have. So I have been experiencing. I'm sorry. I have been experiencing this shift of energy as we move from summer into fall, which I typically don't. I don't experience the shift. I know we're shifting from summer to fall. I get it. I see it. I feel it. That's not what I mean. It's 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 a weird. It's a weird. It's a weird. It's a good weird. I love it. I mean, I'm just super excited about it, and I know we've been talking about this, that the veil, I can feel the veil is thinning already, which, I say that, I say already, but the veil usually does tend to get thinner September-ish, like into October-ish. And so yeah, I mean, and Samhain is just it's a few weeks away, but I can feel it, and but it's a different kind of intense energy shift that I'm feeling. It is exciting. I'm so excited about it. So I've really just been not trying to anticipate anything, not trying to be, crazy with it, just letting it be and just absorbing what I can. All right. So because September's harvest moon was a super moon, and we had just had August, which had a super moon, and I was like, okay, I'm going to do something with this. And then October, we have Friday the 13th, and then Saturday the 14th is I call it the dark moon. Some people refer to it as a new moon, which is a really important time for me. And then we have October 28th is the full blood moon. And then, of course, we have Samhain right there. The energy is just, whoa, whoa, bring it. I love it. I'm just loving it. So on the harvest moon, what I did was I did a little, thing for myself, and I did a grid. I love gridding. I love to grid. I grid freaking everything. I grid my tarot cards. If I do a reading, I grid, even if it's just with one or two stones, if I have to put a power stone on top of the reading, or if I need more clarity, or just whatever. So, at the ritual, though, we were given a little pouch that it's empty. So we were given a pouch, and in the pouch there were some things. And I will say this: I'm not sure if the intention was to do that night, but I will say that the storm was getting worse and worse, and we just felt, safety wise, it was best to, go on home. And but I didn't do anything until the harvest moon. So yeah, so that's what that's for. What I want to share with you is what I did, my grid, with a few changes here and there, because as you know, I'm not going to show you everything that I do. And I really enjoyed it. And here's the thing. some of the things that I'm using, I use different things in my grid. And so these are a little bit different than what I did. You can use whatever you want. If this sparks an idea for you, great. If it doesn't, okay. That's great too. So don't do it. All right. So one of the things, okay, so let me just start. Let me just start before we get too into this. I'm gonna put this down so you can see this is an antique cutting board. Usually I use my silver tray, but it's already being used because excuse me, the ritual that, or the grid spell work that I did, believe it or not, it's still working. I feel it, and I'm not going to disassemble it and do anything with it. I'm just leaving it. It's fantastic. I love it. So I'm just going to show you something here. All right. I did use a red candle. I'm going to use a red candle. So I'm using the red candle. Now, typically, when I do spell work, those of you who've been with me know that I use tobacco leaves as an offering. I usually use those in my spell work. Here where we live, the farmers, there's a ton of tobacco fields. They grow tobacco here. And a lot of times I will just pull over on the side of the road because the tobacco falls off the trucks after they harvest it. And I will just pick up leaves and off the side of the road, they're clean, and dry them and use those as offerings. Or I have been known to stop as the farmers are busily working and just flagging them down and going, I'm sorry to bother you, but I don't want to get, shot or arrested or whatever, but can I have these leaves on the ground? And they're like, yeah, weirdo, go ahead. So they don't know. But I don't have the tobacco leaves today. But what I usually do is I'll either use the tobacco oil or I'll use an ancestor oil because I am going to dress my candle. So today I'm using the tobacco oil, which smells divine. And my friend in Arizona sent this to me and I adore it. And so what I'm doing is I'm just going to drop about, I don't know, probably 9 drops of oil because I work in 3s and I went 9. Now, if you are looking to send your message out to the universe, whatever that message is, or you're trying to receive a message, if you're trying to send something out, and my friend and I keep talking about this, and I think I did say this on a video, that it seems like in spell work and witchcraft, we're either manifesting something or we're releasing something. And I'm like, can we just get out of the box and do something different? So although it is a type of manifesting and it is a type of releasing, I'm not doing that per se. So if you have a message, for me, if I have a message that I want to send out to the universe, maybe this is a gratitude, or I just, I have a question and I just send the question out. I'm not trying to manifest a thing. I'm just trying to get I'm trying to manifest an answer. There we go. So it is a type of manifestation. And the same goes for if you're trying to receive something, So if I'm trying to send something out to the universe, I will rub the oils out from the bottom to the tip of my wick. And if I am trying to receive something, I will rub the oils from the tip of the candle to the base. And I rub these. You see how I turned that candle? Because that's what I'm going to do on this. I rub the oils towards me, although I am going to oil my wick. So I am trying, this is what I'm doing. I'm bringing the message to myself. Don't rub it back and forth, whatever direction. If you want to send, put it out to the tip. If you want to bring in, turn your candle and bring it in. Okay. And then I always just put a dab of oil on the bottom, regardless if I'm sending or if I want to receive. The other thing that you can do, this is the little carving tool that I got. Has a very, very sharp needle. Look at that thing. That'll get you. A needle to carve into your candle if you want to use words, if you want to write an intention, a question, whatever, you can carve in. And it also has a little, I guess this is a carver here as well. So I do have something typically, and you can write your intention and then oil it. Look, I have never seen any law, any book that says this is absolutely how you have to do this. It's up to you. So because I'm trying to bring something into me, I would just write what it is that I'm trying to bring into me. And so I'm just going to pause you for a second. Sorry about that. Okay. So I have carved in my intentions. Hang on. Sorry. My computer's being weird. Okay. Sorry about that. I'll try to edit that out, but I may not be able to because I don't really get it. Okay, so I have carved what I want into my candle. All right. The next thing I'm going to do is I have some ground. This is tree bark, cedar bark. I'm going to open this up. And I'm going to put this down on my little, hope you can see that. And then I'm just going to take my candle. It has the oil on it, so it really sticks pretty good. You can also, if you're using something else, like a hard herb or something, and you really want it to stick more than what this is sticking, remember you can take your, well, you can do two things. One, you can just take your candle, if you want, and heat it up a little bit. You have to be careful because of the herbs. You saw those kind of sparking and stuff because it will light it on fire. So you have to be careful. Or what you can do is take your working candle, is what I call it, has no power, no intention set to it. I like to take this and just let it melt and drop some wax on my candle. And oops. Anyway, and as that's doing that, you can either add your herbs to it, like when you have a drop. So there's some drops. I can just put the herbs on it like that. Or you can just put the candle wax on your candle, and then you can just roll it then in your herbs. All right. So I've got cedarwood on it to help. It's that time of year, you know. It's the cedar. Now the cedar trees, my cedar trees, they don't lose really they don't die out, which is kind of a cool thing. So I have access to the cedar almost all the time, year round. So now I have my mandarin. This is a mandarin. And mandarins seem to be like the late summer, early fallish kind of fruit. Our store has a ton of mandarin. And I had bought a couple of bags and have eaten a ton. You have to be careful putting them out for the critters, because some critters, they really shouldn't eat it. Most critters, I think, there's a natural thing with critters. They're not gonna eat uh, things that they shouldn't, but they might, they might. So you have to be careful. But the insects really like them. Butterflies, they like them. But you're not going to want to feed it to your livestock or your dog or cat or anything like that. I don't know if they would eat it or not. And this is just an apple core. And what I did was I just carved out in the center the hole, because, as you probably already guessed, we're going to take the candle and we're going to stick it right in there. All right, so there we go. Okay, now I can move that out of the way. This little wood chip might look familiar to some. I'm going to place that right up there. Okay. All right. Ooh, making a mess. All right, the first thing I'm going to use is garnet, tumbled garnet. I'm using garnet because garnet is blood red. And it just reminds me of, it's just really a brownish red stone. And it is really good for healing and for grounding and anything that you feel. I use it all the time. I don't know how else to say it. I use it all the time. So I'm going to place them like that. I've got one here. I've got one here. Two here. The next thing I'm going to use is citrine. Citrine is an energy stone. It's a stone for creativity, for getting things moving, blah, blah, blah. Do I feel like with all the energy that's been going on with the moons and the super moons, and Mercury was retrograde and that was crazy. We had a flood in my house. It's a long story. We have the energies coming up with October the 13th, the 14th. We have the full moon on the 28th, and we have Samhain. So do we need any more energy? Yeah, we do. I feel like we do. I take that energy and put it to use. You're not going to want to waste energy. Don't waste energy. So for the citrine, I'm adding one on top of each of my garnets, and I'm going to add one. I think I'm going to put it in between, actually. Now my grid that I did, that's at the house on my altar, it's a little bit different than this. I didn't use all the exact stones. I bet I used some of them though, but I'm not going to tell you. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to put those aside. The next thing I'm going to use is, so citrine is really good for creativity, get your juices flowing. And for me, I was like, well, with the colder weather coming on and all, I want to just stay in the house. I don't want to go out in the cold. So this is going to help with that creativity and that wanting to, that energy. I don't want to waste that energy. I feel like I waste a lot of energy that I could be using. Does that make sense? I waste a lot of time not using energy that is available to me because I'm uncomfortable. I'm cold. I don't want to go outside. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I just want to stay under the blanket and meditate. That all sounds good, but the energy is being given to us. Let's use that energy. So the next thing that I'm using is, this is called calligraphy stone. That's what I call it. I don't know what else it's called. I'm sure it's called some, oh yeah, it's called Miriam something. I don't know. It's called something else. We call it calligraphy stone. And it's really good for communication. And I have a really funny story. I'll have to look back and see if I've ever done a video on it. It's really good for what is that called? Where you're doing a meditation and you just write what's coming to you with, you know, I don't know. Anyway, I'm putting 4 here. I'm just yapping now, right? Just yapping. All right, so I'm going to put these right there, and then I have 2 left, so I'm going to put those on. I'm just thinking. Let me think. I'm going to hold on to these for a second. Okay, then I have quartz. They're just laser points is all they are, and I'm going to just set those at the points. Okay, points in, meaning that the information that's going to be coming, I want it to come in. But if you remember, I said if you want something to go out, you might want to turn those out, points out, because you want the energy of this to go out. I want energy, I want the message, I want what it is that I wrote on my candle and why I'm doing this to come in, to communicate with me. That is why I'm using the calligraphy stones. And then I'm going to take these, are kind of big, but I am going to put those on the edge here of the garnets. So now everything, with the exception of this one, has a crystal point. Good reason. This crystal point was in our little kit that we got at the fall equinox ritual. I did not use this in my grid that I have set up. I used a lot of everything else that was given to me, but this one holds a special power. The energy of that wind, the energy of that tropical storm, of that enchanted place that we were doing ritual at, the power of the ritual itself, just everything amplified. This crystal holds a lot of power. So with this crystal, I am putting it at what I consider the head of my grid. And this is what I have. Now, I am adding, I'm probably running out of time here on the old video, but whatever. I'm adding, it smells good, star anise. Star anise. It's going to go in between. Oops, missed one. And you can get star anise at the store. It's very reasonable. I find it in the international area of the store where they have the spices and stuff, international foods. So I'm just putting 1 star in between each of my little grids there. 1 more, please. Thank you. All right. Hope you can see all of this. And then I'm going to take calendula, and I was hoping, I may not have, I think I got one calendula flower. I only have the one. Well, I might, let me see if I can get this. I'll tell you what, let me see. I can feel them in there. I'm using 4. I should have had these out, sorry. I'm going to use 4. That's not a good one. And here. Okay. I think that's right. No, it's not. These go here. Look, you know, it's really up to you. It's not like, okay, oh, that's there and that's not going to work. This is just how I feel. Calendula for me is healing. So, in what I'm doing, I really am going to use that as well. The next thing I'm using are acorns because that is it is that time of year. I want to put these around my wood base here. I got these right out from Ancestor Oak. I asked his permission. I have a big ancestor tree, oak tree, and here at the farm, and I always ask permission. And he said, I was right up on the trunk of the tree. It was funny because he said, out, move away, or something like that. And I'm like, move away? And once I stepped away from the trunk of the tree is where I found all the acorns. It was great. Okay, so I'm just going to use that amount of acorns, and then the last thing I'm going to use is chicory root. You know I was, because that is what I use as a road opener, and I am just going to kind of make a, I don't know, protection, if you will. It's not a protection ring, but I don't know what else to call it. A circle around the grid. And, you know, some people are really adamant about, you know, working your grids in a clockwise motion or a counterclockwise motion or whatever. And I do appreciate that, and I understand that, and I do that myself. But I also am going to charge this, and when I charge it, that's going to be the main thing. So in other words, I don't think that because I'm not laying this in a clockwise or a counterclockwise that really affects anything. Oh, sorry, I wanted to do one more thing. I'm going to add some more chicory root. Right up there. So that is the grid that I made. I hope you can see it. And that is the grid that I did for the harvest moon. And then what I'm going to do is this is for you guys, although I did do a little extra thing on there. I'm going to light my candle. And remember, anytime that you dress your candle with an herb, or in this case, I have the ceiling fan's going, it's going crazy. I have the oils, and I have the cedar bark. Those can catch on fire, and they can create a very large flame. So you do have to be really careful with that. It can cause sparking and all of that stuff. So this is my grid. It has the aspects, all of the aspects of fall, and the energy of fall. I have my points in because the message that I put was out, or not out, I'm sorry, was towards me. And as this burns down to the universe, or to Mother Earth, or to the ancestors, or to the spirits, they're communicating through this calligraphy stone, which is a communication. Hopefully, those communication stones help me to receive what it is that I wrote on this particular candle. And like I said, um, the grid that is still working. Of course, the candle is long gone, but it's still working, and I'm just leaving it until I feel like it is done, if that makes sense. I think Spirit would let me know. Some people like to take their crystals or a wand or their finger or whatever they have, and they like to grid, they like to join the energies of the stones. Yes, I do that, but not all the time. It depends on what it is that I'm doing, how I feel about what I'm doing, how I feel this will be received. Um, so again, if you know of a book that says this is the law, and if you don't do it this way, it's not going to work. If you have that book, if you know of that book, let me know, because it's truly, truly about you, your intention, how you feel. So I have felt extremely uh, almost in that realm of energy, this cool energy, and just this whole. I think my abilities, I don't know. Maybe this is an elevation. I don't know, but I'm embracing it and I'm using it, and I'm really working on not wasting energy. Use it. It's given. The universe gives it to us. Use it. Use it wisely. That's it. That's all I have. I know it was a long video. I do apologize for that. Um, I hope that this gave you some ideas um, to do your own thing, to do this exact thing, to go, that was horrible, and not do it. Whatever you feel in your heart, in your body, in your soul, what you were being guided to do. I'm just showing you what I did, and we'll see. This was in addition to what I did. I did write some stuff on that candle. So hopefully the in addition will work. I'm going, even though I'm showing this on camera, you don't know what it said, and you didn't, you're not going to hear my words as I was doing it. So we'll see. We'll see how it works. All right. So in the meantime, take care and enjoy life. Be kind, and be kind to yourself too. All right. So I'll see you soon. Love you guys. Bye. Thanks for watching.